What's up, warriors? How you guys doing? Today we're gonna talk about, a topic that I touched Monday night on my stories. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of DMs. A lot of people, they have a different point of view. They're not as cold-hearted. They're, more compassionate. They don't understand why, people got to learn the hard way. And it all started because, a lot of people that are suffering, mothers, fathers, wives that, their husbands can't drop the alcohol, can't drop the vices, can't drop the drugs. Their sons can't drop the vices, can't drop the drugs, can't stop the drinking, the bad habits, and I said a lot of times, you got to leave it alone. You got to get out of the way. A lot of times you're inflicting pain, you're inflicting suffering, you're suffering for a lot of, things that you can't change, things that are out of your control. Obviously, you did your part, and, I think that, once we're on the way and you're inflicting pain, on yourself by, always hurting, always, worrying about a person that you already told, that you keep telling to listen, to change, and they're not willing to change. A lot of times it's just, that's a sign. It's a sign from God, whoever you want to believe in, that you got to get out of the way. You got to move out of the way. They will take over. They will, make them understand one way or another. You just got to, move out of the way. Pray, wish them, growth and awareness. And there's no need for you to keep, torturing yourself and inflicting all that misery and pain and sorrow and suffering from an individual like that. Like I said, a lot of times, these mothers, they cry, they go beyond, and do the most they can for their kids, to save them, to back them up, to be there for them, and, them take the blame for them sometimes in some cases. And you end up, just doing the, you end up just doing the Averse Effect. It has the, it just has the adverse effect. It's not helping. You're hurting. At a certain point, you're hurting that person. They're not going to change. You're making them weaker. You're making them, seek more attention, get more, rebellious. They feel like more empowered. They feel, they start, just seeking more attention, that it's comforting them. They get a kick out of it. I've seen it throughout my life. Like I said, it's a tough pill to swallow, but, a lot of people, when they hit me up, they call me, they ask for my advice, and sometimes they don't want to hear it, or they just don't understand why I come out like that. It's just, I've seen it so many times that, a lot of times, 9 out of 10, it's very rare, 9 out of 10, and I said it before, 9 out of 10, people got to hit rock bottom, but you don't have to hit rock bottom. You could be motivated and inspired by somebody that's actually pulling it off, somebody that you look up to, somebody that you admire. That's why we got to, lead by example. That's why we got to keep grinding. We got to get results. We got to keep pushing the message. Hopefully, one of these individuals get it, it clicks, and they're able to shift that mindset. They're able to seek for help. They're able to reach out and, ask for help. It's what we want. Very rare. Sometimes, that's why content is so important. It's so powerful because, it travels and you could reach all over the world. And hopefully, somebody, gets the message, that day that they need to wake up and realize what they're doing, not only to themselves, but to their families that they're hurting. There's a lot of people that I talk to, and a lot of them, they're straight up with me. They tell me, well, what is it to them? What is it to you? It's my life. I don't give a shit. And we're all going to die anyways. And I'm like, I get that. I understand that. Your actions show it. Shit. You don't got to tell me, big dog. I know. I understand that. I was there. Where you're at right now. In ignorance, my pride and ego, was so just high off the chart that, I didn't give a shit what anybody said. I was going to do what I was going to do. And that was just that. But the thing is that we forget about the people that are watching us, especially if you have family, especially if you have kids, especially, if you have people looking up to you. So now it's like, are you selfish enough to keep going and doing, what might hurt others, what might cause other people to start, because you're so cool, because they look up to you, because you're their role model? So it's deeper than just, okay, you know what? Who gives a shit? This is my life. It's not about you no more. This way people don't understand, and you got to sit there and realize. And a lot of times people don't listen. They still don't listen. They don't give a shit. They keep going. And finally, they'll get a rude awakening. Finally, they'll hit rock bottom, and that's when they're going to change. So all you people, all you, mothers, fathers, wives that are trying and going to bed crying and, praying and always, inflicting that sorrow, that pain, you got to get out of the way. You got to move out of the way. It's hard. It's difficult. And, my families are going through that right now. My family, they're dealing with that situation. My brother, I touched on this subject before, he's a hothead. He does not listen. My mom's going through this right now. So I understand a lot of people. So I know exactly what they're talking about and what they're going through. I was there before. I experienced it. I lived it. That's why I know. A lot of these guys, I know how they think. I've been around all them. I've been one of them. And a lot of times we're going to learn the lesson till we learn the lesson. We will get a reality check. And sometimes it's just, damn, some get, some badass, news that you don't want to hear. They just dug themselves so deep in the hole that they just, they end up just waking up too late, and that's what we don't want. That's what we don't want, them to get there. But, a lot of times it's what's going to take, for them to change and realize, and hopefully they help that other person. Hopefully somebody else sees, what happened, for their ignorance, and they're not, and them not listening when we were telling them to change, when we were telling them, this is going to happen. You're asking for it. Your life's on the line. Your health is on the line. It's just reminders. We got to wear them down by content. We got to wear them down by showing up, by leading by example. That's how you just got to wear them out till they finally get tired, till they finally, get that message through their head. And in between there, they might be going through some hard times, some struggles, some, about to hit rock bottom, and they hear that message. They hear that, those words that they needed to hear that day. And it's just a totally shift change happens in that moment. I experienced it. A lot of people that I know experienced it. Many people that I talked to had to hit rock bottom for them to see and realize that, fuck, what else could go wrong? That I hit rock bottom. Now it's like, shit, there's nothing else to do but pick myself right back up and start climbing the ladder. There's only one way to go now, and that's up. You're down and out, and it's gonna take that. And a lot of people, it's just, man, they still don't listen, and they stay there. They stay there till they end up realizing, and those are the ones that, sad to say that, some people, it's just too late. A lot of times it's too late, and it's just, that's the bed they laid in. That's the bed they made every night, and there's consequences for that. There's consequences. That's something that you couldn't do nothing about. You had to just, you gotta, understand and realize that at a certain point and certain circumstances that it's just out of your control. God, like I said, whoever you believe in, we'll take it from there and we'll handle it. And they're the ones that are gonna, deal with that situation. But, hopefully this video helped and address more of what I was trying to say on my story on IG when I touched that subject. But a lot of people are hitting me up, especially this weekend. That was Labor Day weekend. It was a long weekend. A lot of people, they go through the same cycle, party. They already know it's just the same cycle over and over again. What you're gonna do? It's just, get loaded, get fucked up, eat eat till you can't breathe no more. I've been there. I've done that. It's something that it got old. I got tired. I got sick of it. It's just that pattern that we have, a pattern of destruction, of self-destruction. every time something comes about, you know, a holiday, you know, the birthdays, or something that makes you have that excuse that, hey, you know what, this is a time that I could just let off. You know, this is a time that I could just go all out. This is when we got to realize and see that, nah, man, when are you going to be sick of yourself? How long are you going to go, you know, setting that example for your people that are watching you, especially if you're the man, especially if you're the leader, especially if you're the bread provider? At a certain point, it will catch up to you. At a certain point, all those little things that you think that don't matter eventually will matter. So let's wake up and realize what we're doing, not only to ourselves, but to the people around us, our loved ones that are watching. Let's go. Let's run it.